always high and I don't even try. I'm 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 always high and I don't even try.
A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there on planet Earth to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And this is the part 3 and the final part of this channeling session, which is called, the title is Divine Masculine Says, I'm becoming worthy to match up with you, my love. And as I begin this channeling, I would again connect you to the same energy of being high. Being high without any trying. You know, you don't make any extra effort to be high. It's a state of Kumari, it's a state of Surur, it's a state of trance. It's a state of being very relaxed. So when you're very relaxed, when you are in that dream state, or you're awakened, and when you're awakened, then you would see that Shiva's eyes in most of the paintings, most of his pictures, they're half closed when he's in meditation. So when you're in meditation with open eyes, when you're doing meditation while you're doing your other work, while you're doing your chores, or while you're going out, or while you're cycling, or while you're with, I'm talking about things that I do while I'm with the plants or while I'm with the animals. They all form a very important part of my life. And even when I'm doing the channelings or the reading work, or I'm communicating, I'm in a session, same way for all of you all, whatever you do in the daytime, in the day, in the night, if you're in the state of being mild high, if you're in the state of where your muscles are relaxed, where there is no tension in your body, even if you have, because in this ascension journey, when you do inner work, sometimes it happens that very old past energies, past wounds come up to the surface, and then they give pain in certain areas. And mostly in the divine feminines, I see that there is pain in the neck area, they have migraines, or they have pain in the shoulder area, towards the back. And we are not the only ones who have faced it. That's why I'm talking about chemicals, I'm talking about herbs. In this channeling, all of this is important, because this channeling is also being, there are ETs who are present in this channeling, and they have a message for humanity. And why they talk, always they want to talk to the divine feminine, because divine feminine is the flag bearer. She's the torch bearer. She's very special. You all have been told by many people throughout your life that you're good for nothing, you're not special. Or if they've not said that, then they have not acknowledged you. If you want to make a painting, if you want to sing and dance, if you want to fight for the animals, then even the females who are married, even those who have been married or have been divorced, or they are in a relationship with someone, they are engaged, then their partners don't support them so much. That's why these are the things that when they go through, they realize that there is a need of true love. They don't support what I love to do the most. They don't support it. Why? Am I doing something wrong? Am I a criminal? Am I murdering someone? Am I going and, abusing people? What am I doing? What is it that I'm doing that they don't support me? Even if I go and abuse someone, even if I go and bash someone on the street, I'm definitely going to do it for the right reason, for the protection of someone, or to become a voice of someone. If I go and take a stand, or if I want to be myself, I want to, bring out my authentic self, then why don't I get support? She has always questioned this. She has always figured this out. And that is also because there is a need of inner work, and there is a need of independency. So the first and foremost thing that was said in part 1 was the need of independency. And then I mentioned about Meera, I mentioned about Shiva, I mentioned about food, I mentioned about drugs. Because on planet Earth, the food is not good. It's very contaminated. It's very bad for your health and for your gut. And then there are many medicines that are given as drugs. Now, they are fighting for, to bring, peace in the planet by not introducing drugs or not allowing drugs. But these drugs are created by the corporations. They are the creator of these drugs, and they put it in everything. Now, before I go to that part, I will first come back to Meera. And I had not completed it fully in part 2. So I will complete this here very briefly. So when Meera was in the journey and she was in love with Krishna, and when I talk about being in love with Krishna, when you're in love with Source, you can look at Source in any form. there are many male seers, there are many Sufis who used to call source as Piya. Piya means beloved in Hindi. They would say Mera Piya, Mora Piya. So Piya means my beloved. Now, don't bring in the physical aspect to this Piya. Because the love is so pure that the God itself becomes your beloved. You don't need any other beloved. So that was how Meera used to love the source. And before her, ascension, because in the ascension journey you have many stages. Things were on and off, there was codependency. And I love the story of Meera. I have seen it few times, I've read it few times. I won't call myself an expert. I would rather like to call myself as a nobody. I'm a nobody, but it is the love of divine grace. It is the love of my masters that they consider me something good enough to give these channeling sessions or write a book or do something. They consider me the instrument of their work. Otherwise, I am a nobody. And so Meera was also doing a lot of work for humanity, because the greatness about Meera is that she never considered people from the lower stratas of the society, be it people from other caste, be it people from other religion, other races. She used to hang out with everyone. She used to hang out with Sufi seers also, because back then in India, Bhakti movement was in big bloom. So from all other sects also, Bhakti movement was rising. There was Kabir, there was Rahman. Kabir didn't follow any religion, but he always used to take the name of Ram. He always used to mention Ram. Then Rahman was Islamic, but he was also in the love with source. There were many beautiful people like that in the Bhakti movement who were talking about one love. And one love is all we need, actually. It's from a song, but one love is all we need. Now, what the modern, these singers and actors and dancers, what they have done is that they probably could tap into the higher realms of love, but they became very commercial, very greedy, very money-minded, very materialistic. And the worst thing they did is they became very egoistic. So instead of praying to source, instead of surrendering to the source, they started calling themselves gods. They want people to pray them, to worship them. And they themselves also live in that zone, and they have all these mental disorders. They suffer big time. Like there are many people who follow Justin Bieber. There are many people who follow Kardashians. All of these people. But they don't realize that Justin Bieber has mental issues, mental health problems since a long time. If he is such a godly figure, if he knows so much about God, the way he talks, then why can't he work on himself? Why can't he heal himself? Or why can't he find a actual coach? Or why can't he be in the correct ascension journey? He cannot, because they are so pumped up. Their ego is so pumped up. They are so big in their own eyes. They are like, oh my God, I am so and so. They keep looking at their own selves whole day. This is a big problem that comes to gifted people, and then they start working on the other side. They are no longer working for God. They rather start working for the evil. And what does the devil say? The devil say, God's not there, I am there. And what does the devil provide? Only materialistic shit. Materialistic stuff is actually shit, to be honest. And okay, I'm not saying anything bad about feces also, because feces, they are also part of our body, and they are a part of our digestive system and our, living. Everything is about humanity should be considered with gratitude, because everything has a role. You must be thinking I'm talking about feces also now. So, constipation is a problem that a lot of egoistical people feel. If you're an egotistical people, you have big ego, you will always have constipation issues. Stomach issues are the worst form of issues. A person who has a clean gut, who has a smooth gut, will always be a very happy, very relaxed person. So in your body, when we are doing the sacral chakra healing, when women, they have sex with their divine masculine, or in otherwise also, and they have muscle tension around their genital area, around the thighs, or they have constant pain in the lower areas of their body, it is a big sign that there is a sacral healing that is needed. Or if you have a lot of shoulder pain, that means your back is not straight. You have too much burden on your shoulder. You have too much pain, too much neck pain, too much shoulder pain, too much pain in the arms. In fact, when I there was a time when I did, someone had asked me for a reading, and they were supposedly very wealthy, very well-off people, but they are very crooked people. So when I was doing their healing, when I met them, obviously initially I did not know about their background. The first thing that happened to me the moment I saw them is I had immense pain in my whole right arm, right from my shoulder, starting from my nape to my shoulder to my right arm. And that is the minute I knew that they are not good people, or they are making money from many wrong means. And I got a strong feeling to not heal them, but then I was already there and they were crying so much, and they were, trying to tell me that they really need help, that I could not say no. But after that, I myself had to face a lot of pain for over a month, and it was because I healed them. So I also have to be very careful of who I heal, and that's why I made this channel, so that people can, correct people, the right people can locate me on their own. They will get a strong feeling. I don't want, that random people come to me and they say, please do my reading or do my healing, because half of them don't even understand what is ascension journey, what is a twin flame union. Many people who are stuck on the materialistic planes, they don't understand what is ascension journey. And great are those, and I salute them. People like Buddha, Sri Ram, Sita, Mirabai. These are all the people who were born as kings and queens. They had the whole kingdom to them. They had money, they had jewels, they had everything. But they chose to be in the woods, in the forest. They chose to be on the streets. Meera was always singing on the streets. Always singing and dancing on the streets. Just imagine a queen. Queen Meera used to go and sing and dance with the seers and the saints on the street with her instrument. That is the beauty of Meera. And that is why in this channeling I've been received. I talk about many gods and goddesses, but I also love to mention the saints who have done great wonders on humanity. They have, because why they are so special? Because they gave up everything for others. And they, how they got the strength to give up everything for others? Because they found the love of source. When you find the Kohinoor diamond, when the Kohinoor diamond is in you, you are the Kohinoor diamond. Once God touches you, you become diamond, you become pure. Then why would you have love, and why would you run after the pebbles on the street? So all these materialistic fancy things, they are just pebbles. You need them for resources. If you are a single woman, you need to have a house, you need to have a roof on your head, you need to pay the electricity bills. If you have responsibilities, then you need to take care of responsibilities. From that perspective, yes, money is a resource. It's an energy just like any other energy. But when it starts overpowering you, when it starts overshadowing your reality, when you become all about the money, fame, money, publicity, marketing, this, that, then you have really lost your path. When I wrote In the Name of Love, and it got published in 2011, I could have also done big marketing for it. I'm just giving you an example. I don't want to, praise about myself. It's the worst thing to do. But I'm saying at that time, I did have this really difficult, question in front of me, because I was from marketing. My earlier career, my corporate lifestyle, I was a film marketeer. I used to work in Bollywood, and I used to market for games, and I have worked on many Bollywood movies. So I know the fame industry very well. So obviously when you yourself are a marketeer, and I was heading a team, I was not like working as an executive, I was heading a team at a very young age. So when you are, and God has given me all this. So I thank God for all these experiences. If I had not started working early, then I would not have landed these elusive, amazing jobs when I was still very young. By the time I was a graduate, I was already a corporate trainer, which is not so, it's so rare. But it always haunted me. These questions always haunted me. And that's why to you, my beautiful family and friends all over the world, I'm just sharing with you my heart, my soul journey, my ascension journey, because I just want you to know that I'm not speaking out of any books or scriptures. My love, I am speaking out of my experience, and I have cried many nights. I have cried many nights because I was given many shortcuts and many choices, and many people used to give me these big offers and used to tell me that, if you do this, you will become like this, you will become that. And I thank my masters. I thank my guru. I thank Lord Sri Ram, who held my hand, who literally held my hand, and I felt it and I knew it that I'm not going to take these shortcuts. These This is all Maya. This is all illusion. They are giving me Maya. They are trying to trap me. They're trying to trap me in their world of glitz and glamour, and they're going to spoil me. They want to steal my soul. And this is a reality. If you study spirituality, you would know that there are many people who steal other people's fortune. All these devilish people, they always come with very great offers. They give you such fancy offers. They steal your soul. They want innocent people. They want to trap them. And if you have the, element of greed in you, if you have the element of ego, big ego, then you will grab their opportunity and they will fool you. So you don't need any marketing. People are still reading my book. People are still buying my book. You guys are still coming to me. I have not done any marketing. Initially, when I started some pages on Facebook, I did do a bit of marketing because I had to have that taste, that experience. It felt very wrong. Very little marketing I did, and I did not even have that much extra money to waste, to be honest, because I was living in a very expensive city all by myself, and I had to, manage my work, and then I had a pet also at that time. I was, still the same like how I am now, but at that time I was more in the experimentation state. I was the seeker, but I was still, trying to understand what everybody is. I met many of these intelligent, so-called wise people who had done many sadhanas, who had done many tapasyas also. But with the sadhanas, with the tapasya, with that meditation, that will also give you some powers. They got those powers, they got the money, they got the fame, and they got satisfied with it, and then they stopped. So Buddha is great. Why? Because Buddha was a crown prince. Why is Mirabai great? Because she was a queen. Why Lord Sri Ram is so great? Why Sita is so great? Because they were so wealthy, so well off. They were raised with all of these luxuries, but yet when they lived in the forest, they lived like the most simple people. They lived like monks over there. They lived like saintly people. They gave up everything in 1 second because they had the love of source. When you have the love of source, nothing will attract you so much more than your ascension journey. And because all of your householders, so there's a difference in being a monk and being a householder, and I have explained this in other channeling also, but here again I will do it briefly. Being a householder means you will not leave your responsibilities. If you have parents, if you have children, if you have animals, if you have any responsibility, then you will keep working and you will stay independent. So be it a feminine, be it a masculine, you have to be independent. You have to know that this is something I love to do and I have to do it because it's my responsibility. There is no escapism from householder's life. In a monk's life is very easy because the monk is only responsible for his or her own self, and they have to beg for the food, and to them it is allowed to beg for the food because the only possession they have is their bag and a begging bowl. That is the only possession. Or if, like Sai Baba used to have a jhola, a bag, a bowl, and he used to have his chilam, and then he used to have a steel instrument which is actually used to pick out chapatis from hot fire, but it can also be used as an instrument. So they just have all these very, very small instruments, the monks. But householders, because that's why it is called a householder, because the householders have to hold the house. Okay, so you got to have that confidence in you that if I'm on the ascension journey, my Lord God, my source, my supreme being, my supreme entity will take care of everything. I just have to worry about my connection with the source. That is it. So be like Meera, dance like Meera. How Meera used to dance on the streets, how Meera used to be high in the name of love. Just dance like that, just be like that, just keep smiling, keep being happy, be real. If you want to give someone a nice scolding, do that. If they deserve it, do that. But to reach that level, you first have to know who you are. You have to find out who you are. You cannot do it without finding out who you are. All your flaws, all your imperfections, you need to know all your imperfections. Before you start transmuting the anger, you need to know everything about yourself. And for that, you need to do inner work, and you have to do it in the householder's life, in the householder's capacity. So the Divine Masculine is very clear about this. In this channeling, he is extremely clear about this whole reality, this truth that he has to be a householder and he has to take care of the Divine Feminine while he is on his duty. And he is saying this, that you have to be like the arrow that never misses the target. And to be that arrow that always goes to the right target, you have to practice every day. You have to practice, you have to know the techniques. You have to devote your time to this study, to this ascension journey. And since this message is sent to him via the ETs, the one who is present over here, they are saying be that person. And once again they are calling you their little love, their baby love, their dear love. Like how many names you have for calling someone with love. So the ETs over there, they are calling you with that. My love, dear love, sweetheart, darling, sweetie. They are sending you all of this love like you are a little child for them. They're always there for you. They are just one prayer away. You just need to remember them, ask them for help, and they're always there for you. They know it can get very hard. So in order to reach that stage, when you're always high and you don't even try to reach that stage, you gotta work on yourself. It's very hard, but they are always around. They are just one call away, like how you say, I'm just one call away. Because in telepathy world, they are also just one call away. Telephony and telepathy, they are two different things, because telephony is based on technique that the humans have used. But telepathy is a technology which is used by the higher beings. And sometimes our telepathy works. Even in the divine masculine and feminine journey, their journey is basically happening a lot on the basis of, on the laws of telepathy. Now the ETs are warning you. This is a warning that they are saying that there are some people on this planet. They look like human. Their faces are of human. But behind the face, they are something else. You have to learn to recognize these people. They are also talking about the reptilian ETs. The reptilian or the demonic ETs that are present in the planet in the form of humans. So their outside exterior is of human, but inside they are all reptilians, reptilian ETs. They are the negative entities on this planet. And who is helping us? We are being helped by the nirvanas. Those who have attained nirvana. Nirvana is enlightenment, wisdom, the same path that you are on. So these higher ETs are saying that these people will look like humans, so be very careful. And you know how you can figure them out? That they will have a very thief-like energy in their face. That's how you will find them out. Because, you know, all these liars, they present things in a very rosy way. Like look at the Kardashians. I keep giving that example because now even they are going to disappear soon. They have only been, if you look at them, it's all about appearance. It's all about their face, their makeup, their dresses, the houses they live in. They are trying to be so perfect, all the surgeries, and they lie so nicely. They always lie. They're full of lies, but they sell the marketed lies to people so nicely, and they have been doing it for so long. But now people are getting bored of it, and now anyway, after COVID, many things have changed on the planet. So be careful for these people, because what they do is we have our karmic deposits. So when you do good karma, whenever you do something good, a good deed, a deed full of love, a deed of kindness, that also God remembers, God notices, makes a note of that. Not like they're sitting with a notebook and a pen and a register, but it's a automatic process. Okay, and it's a very high technology, because once before sleeping, I had asked a question, and I used to get my answers in dream space a lot at one time, because I used to ask them like that, very heavy duty questions. So I asked them, how does this whole karmic pattern work? How are our deeds collected, and how do we know how many good, bad, how much points we have made, and then how do we get the human body, and how do we select this life? All of these questions. So I was in a dream, and in the dream I reached this very high level, very fancy, like I'd never seen that kind of technology. That type of an escalator was there. So it's like an escalator. I entered in it and I had some kind of a code. I entered the code and automatically, you know, like a computer on the screen, everything came out. Like, what is my karma? What is this? Why I got this body? And it has everything, this color, this hair color, eye color, parents, template, everything is like a computer, everything I saw. And then I stepped out from there, and I had not shared it like this publicly. First time in my life I'm sharing this on a public platform like this. I may have spoken to 1 or 2 friends who were also on the ascension journey, but no one else, because obviously no one would understand it. They would be like, what? So then I went inside a room, and this is a room which is completely white, totally white. Totally white. And there were many white cubicles, like capsule size, not size, like looking like capsules. It was so, wow, it was like unlimited. I could not even count how many, and I could not even see any walls, or windows. It was just white space. And then in the cubicles, there were people, there was somebody inside every box. So that gave me an idea that before coming to planet Earth, we get into that escalator in that box, and we get all our codes, and we get to, you know, everything happens, everything depends on your karma, on your karmic debts. Similarly, karmic debts or karmic earnings, you earn. That's why they say that earn as much as you earn, you can earn the name of Ram. You know, Ram is the biggest earning. How much Ram's name can you make? How many times can you remember him? How many times in a day can you remember him? That is your wealth. This is what they say when you chant. I know many people, in fact, my own mother, she had maintained a notebook in which she had written down how many times she chanted the name of Ram. And there are some people, they have it in crores actually, crores. So I cannot even calculate. I just, for me, it's hard to calculate. Sometimes I used to sit with a counter, and I still do. I sometimes chant with a counter, but I would rather like to be natural. But there is this, because you don't have to again bother about that. Now with these negative ETs, they literally have a safe deposit of bad karmas. Because this is what they are here to do. They have to make as much bad karma as they can. How much it's possible. That is how they help the dark energies, the dark lord. They want to go higher and higher in that. How we want to go higher and higher in being honest and being truthful and being authentic and being real, not fooling anyone. They are the opposite of that. They have to go higher and higher in fooling others, in being great at lying, in, you know, like making a fool of others, doing all these conspiracies, plotting, planning, taking energy from innocent people. And if they take energy from millions of people at one time, even better for them. So they have been doing all of this because innocent people, impressionable people start following them. And when innocent people, impressionable people, honest people start following them and they start becoming fake like them, then they get more points. This is their job on planet Earth, to spread all this nonsense. So that's why you have to be very careful, is what the ETs are saying, okay? Now they're even saying that there are some people who take the name of God. They take the name of God, they talk about God, but they are always looking at other man's woman or other people. Like as a woman, she's looking at other women's men. They would like to, you know, if a man and woman have true love, these type of evil women would go to them and they would try to snatch the husband. The husband is obviously a fool to not see his wife who's so devoted, so nice, so real, so loving, and he's leaving her, leaving his family and going to that demoness. If he's doing that, then he's obviously an idiot. But they play these games on these innocent souls. They try to show them that the woman you have in your life, your wife or your girlfriend or your partner, she is not the one. I'm the one who loves you. And this is what happens with the divine masculine when a karmic traps them. So the karmics, or there is obviously, yeah, the karmics trap them and the karmics tell them that she's not the one. They don't say she's not the one, but they make him believe that I am the one. I'm a good human being. I will love you. And this is happening because the divine masculine has not really worked enough. His inner wounds are not fixed yet. His inner work is not complete yet. And that inner work can only be completed by the strength and by the determination, by the positivity of the divine feminine. So that's why, my dear, you need to do the inner work, because you have to get your man out of the trap of these women. So if you give up so easily, if you start blaming him, you give up so easily, you should know what your man is like. You should know that your man is innocent. He is the right guy, but he is fooled, and he is believing them and not believing me. So don't blame him. Try to look within. Try to look within for answers, that why did he get fooled by them? Maybe you are not confident enough about your own self, about your own beauty, about your own inner gifts, about your own spirituality. You are not reflecting it to him. You are not reflecting your love to the source to him. You are not doing your mission work. If you are not doing any of this and you are just chasing him, you are just running after him all the time, treating him like a god, putting him on the pedestal, forgetting everything else, then this will happen. So you need to build that inner strength. And this is a direct message to all the divine feminines, that a right man will, if he is not the right man yet, he needs to work on himself. And that's why that's why the title of this channeling is that I'm working on myself to become worthy of you, my love. And those who have already figured out the karmic baggages and they have left them behind, and now they are back, in their thoughts, they're back with you, but they're preparing themselves to come to you. They need some time. You just do your work. You just be yourself and be independent, be truthful, be sincere, learn to differentiate between fake and real, learn to be very solid about who you are. Don't get boggled or mind boggled or diffused easily. These are all the steps that the ETs themselves are telling to the divine feminines, and we must thank all of them. Thank you, 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 thank you so much, higher beings, for helping all of us out and giving us this happy, positive energy. And they're saying, keep dancing. Dance like a robot. Dance like in a fun way. Dance like Meera, how Meera danced on the streets. Dance like Shiva. So I had also made one very nice musical track, a soundtrack with a video. It's from my my practice time in Pokhara, Nepal, where I had spent quite some time, and there used to be a Vipassana center right next to my guest house, and there was a big lake that used to flow over there. It was a beautiful place, a paradise, almost like a paradise, but you are not supposed to be there forever. I was there for some time, and this song that I made is called Dance Like Shiva, because I figured out that how Shiva dance. You don't have to be like, like Michael Jackson, or you don't have to be like those people who do all these, crazy steps, and they've become a professional in dancing. They have made dance also a commercial thing. Earlier, people used to dance because they used to be happy, like how children are. Have you seen how children dance? They may not know how to dance, but they will still dance. They will do the cutest dance steps because they are happy, they're enjoying. So this is what they are saying. Dance like Shiva, dance like Meera. Dance and be happy, enjoy, change your vibration, release your negativity, release this complaining nature, blaming, this, that. Just be happy, man. Raise your vibration, raise your frequency by becoming who you are and being grateful for what you have. If you have gratitude, if you have this type of enjoyment, okay, so what? DM has gone away, so what? I'm still going to live my life. I'm going to work on my mission. I'm going to do my ascension work. I'm going to be this person who doesn't need anybody, man. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to own up to myself. So what? I'm spiritual. Yes, I'm spiritual. Who's going to stop me from being spiritual? Yes, I talk like this. Yes, I do this. Yes, I go away alone. Yes, I love to travel. Or whatever you are like, Yes, I love to be with animals. Yes, I want to take stands for other people. Yes, I do this. Yes, I do that. I dress up like this. This is my traditional attire. This is my fancy attire. I do my hair like this. So be real is what they are saying again and again and again and again. And enjoy yourself. Dance, sing in the name of God, in the name of Source, in the name of love. And never look at other man's woman, never look at other men. Be loyal to your own. Be with only your own. If you do this mistake of even in your dreams, when sometimes we have these very dreams which are orchestrated by the devil, and these are all sexual dreams. They like to have sex, and I remember very well, just a few days back, a few months ago, I used to have these dreams in which I would be in an orgy situation, where there would be these very handsome, very good looking man, all naked, and they're like inviting me to have sex with them. And I remember at once I was almost going to give in, but I just could not, like my soul could not. And the moment I said, no, I cannot, they all changed into weird things, and they just, turned like very small, and they just vanished. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God, it was probably the dreams were. So these demonic entities, these type of negative entities, they also hijack dreams of divine feminines, and they will sometimes come in the form of divine, not divine masculine, but they will try to fool them into having sex with them, or they will make it look like a great offer, and yes, I remember that guy was telling me that I really like you, I really love you, should you not do it with someone who loves you, should you not do it with someone who likes you? And then I saw there was another woman next to him, and I said, but who is she? And he said, no, she's just my friend, and she would also like to be a part of this. And I said, what? First of all, I've never, I cannot even imagine myself in real world also to be in an orgy. I don't think I can ever think of myself being in a one night stand situation. So unless, it's like somebody fools me or drugs me, then otherwise I don't think so. It's not just possible in my system to do that. Yes, flings can happen, and yes, bad relationships can happen, but not this type of, sexual craziness and madness. I'm sorry to say, if you have ever been in an orgy, this is not to judge you. I don't want to judge anyone, but I would request you to never ever be a part of these situations, not even in your dream. So in my dream, this was offered to me, and I said no to it. And when I woke up, I was thanking my universe, and I was thanking my God that you got me out of it. What if I had, done it or something like that? So they put you in these sexual dreams and places where it can be they try to steal your sacral energy. That's what they try to do. But by chance, if you do that, then there is a healing for that also. The next day you can heal yourself. You can remove that negative energy, that bad energy also, and you can at least know the lesson. And when you heal it, when you remove it from your system, that I did this in my dream and it was wrong and blah, 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 then it will never happen again. It will never come to haunt you again, because you have released that template, that small part of information in your DNA. And it's all because of ancestors, the implants that the negative ETs had put in some of the ancestors or someone related to the ancestors. I'll also tell you one more thing. When I was a child, we were in Nepal, and we were in the mountain area, and I was playing with my friends, my kids, not my kids, the other kids, and the other children, my cousins, my uncles and aunts. We were all the same age group. So we were playing near an abandoned house. It was an abandoned house, and no one was using it. And we heard a goat scream, a goat. And then we rushed towards the window of that abandoned house, and to our shock, and we were kids, we didn't know at that time, till that time we didn't know what sex was, to be honest. We saw a man was having sex with a goat. And we started laughing, because at first we did not know what he was doing, because we obviously could not see him fully. We just saw that he was sort of banging against the goat, and the goat was screaming. So at first we thought he's playing some game with the goat, but one of the kid who was like an elder, a bit elder, and who knew about sex, he started screaming that he's fucking the goat, he's fucking the goat. He started screaming. Guys, don't laugh. I really feel bad for the goat, to be honest. And that was the first time. And imagine, I was a child. I was mentally disturbed for many days, because that scene was in my eyes for so long. And then it was a very good village. So what they did was they caught the man, they beat him up, they beat him blue and black. Then they made him sit on a donkey, and then they put all black paint on his face, and they put there was someone at the door. So what happened is that we saw that all the kids, and this man was made to sit on a donkey, and the whole village, they booed him, and he was given a garland of chappals, which is your footwear. In India, we have chappals are very common. So he was beaten up, and, with the black paint. So as a child, it was very nicely ingrained to us that this is something wrong. a man, a grown-up man having sex with an animal, an innocent animal like a goat, is such a wrong thing to do. And then they tied up the goat to the man's house and they said that it's your wife now. You live with the goat like a wife. And he had children. Imagine, he had children, grown-up daughters. He had grown-up daughters, he had children. So how embarrassing it was. But forget about the embarrassment. I am more concerned about the poor animal, how much trauma the animal had to go through. Because the animals are completely surrendered to human beings. They have no will and they have no say, especially if it's cattle. They do whatever they can, be it a cow, be it a horse, be it dogs. They do whatever they can for their family members. So it is our duty to give them protection and take care of their health in sickness and give them food, love them, show compassion towards them, because we are higher beings. If by being higher beings, these are all the acts of demons. Then we have people who are pedophiles. There are people who are having sex with innocent children. Okay, if the children, if they are in puberty or if they are younger also, if they, involve in some kind of sexual activity, they are doing it with their people who are in their age group, or they still don't know anything about sex, or they have been raised in very repressed atmosphere. The parents have not educated them, or they have not been taught meditation. If the child learns meditation at a young age, they will never do all these things. They don't know anything, so they do it. But when the elders, when the senior people, when those who are, they imagine a 40-year-old man wants to have sex with a 10-year-old. How much trauma, how much torture, how much pain is being given to that little girl. And then there are some who rape boys also. So these things are happening on planet Earth, and we must pray for these souls. All these poor children, all these poor souls who are being victimized, tortured, raped, sometimes murdered also, sometimes gang raped. I saw one story once and I was so heartbroken. And that guy, you won't believe, he was working in my office. I'd first seen him on television, and it was, it was a big show. One of a big celebrity had done the show. He was invited and he spoke about his journey, his battle with child rape and molestation. And after some time, I was in Bombay for some work, and I was working with a company for some time, and we were basically working for a movie promotion. And I saw the same guy in the office. He could have been homosexual or whatever. That's how his journey is. That's not something to judge about another person. In fact, it should never be judged. It should never be questioned. But the trauma he faced as a child, he was raped by his own uncle, and he was so young. He was a small, innocent boy. When he showed his picture on the television show, the time that he was raped, you would look at his face and you would only feel love for a boy of that age. But his uncle not only raped him, but he used to also gang rape. He used to rape him, and he would call his friends to rape this little boy. It was when he turned 17, or I don't remember the exact age, when he figured everything out. He became so powerful that he screamed at that man when he approached him, and he said, "No." And that one no was more than enough. He didn't have to fight. He didn't have to hit him. He didn't have to do anything, but he just had to say no, because what he lacked was information and knowledge. And that's why, my dear friends, all of you on the ascension journey, it becomes your duty, and it should be a part of your mission to raise children in such a way that they are not in the situation where they are not protected. In fact, this boy said, and his mother was also there on the show, this boy said that I did try to tell my mother, because he used to bleed. He used to bleed from his anal area. His mother thought that he's bleeding because he ate too many mangoes. In India, mango is something that children love, and mango is one of our most important fruit in summers. But mango is also a hot fruit for some people. So she just thought that he's bleeding because of that. She could not really figure out why there is blood from his anal, and this is the sad thing that happened to him. He even mentioned that after being raped by this the uncle was living in the same house. The uncle was married to her aunt, her mother's sister, living under the same roof with a rapist for so many years. For a child, you can imagine how his childhood would have been, how traumatic his life would have been. But he became so powerful and so strong that eventually he was on a TV show with one of the biggest celebrities, and he shared his story with the whole world that, look, this happened with me. And sometimes he used to stand in the classroom, according to what he said on television. He used to stand because he could not sit. He could not sit because of the pain, because of all the bleeding. So this is what pedophiles do. They torture children. They rape children. If they don't rape them badly, if they don't injure them, then they rape them with sexual manipulation. They try to, seduce them in the way that they would masturbate them, or they would do those things that the child also gets pleasure out of it, but the child really doesn't know what is this whole thing all about. They keep manipulating the child and they make it ready for their use. So these are all demonic souls. These souls, they are not human souls. The ETs are saying that these fucking assholes, they are not even, asshole is still an important part of the body. We cannot even abuse them and call them assholes. They are just demons. These bloody demons, they are the worst on this planet. They are doing the worst thing because children are pure saints. So we need to protect our children. We need to protect all children. Just because you have given birth to someone and it's your biological child, that doesn't mean that your responsibility is only limited to them. Every children needs protection from these type of people. And then again, when I talk about fake and real stuff, then there are also some children who have these demonic energy, or they are a demon soul also. So you need to figure that out, because all of these elites, there are many stories doing rounds on the social media, on the internet, and I have read a lot of them. I have seen many videos. There are many Instagram pages and many YouTube channels are exposing those people. And yes, there are some children, because they have the demonic energy in them. So they are also the ones who victimize other children, or they do these things when they grow up into adults. These are the things they do. So I will discuss all of this, much later, not right now. This channeling is limited to this. Basically, the ETs have all these messages for the divine feminines. Divine feminines, you are powerful, you are great, you are amazing. You know many things, you're wonderful souls. You got to brace yourselves, you got to become powerful, and you got to change the scenario on planet Earth. Be loyal to your country. Be loyal to your work. Be loyal to your job. Loyalty, they are saying loyalty is one more quality that you need to have big time in you. And when you have the loyalty towards yourself, when you have full loyalty towards source, then you will start meeting other people who would be loyal. Loyal pets, loyal animals, loyal employees, loyal family members, everything. They will know that you are a person who means only loyalty business, nothing, no other business going on. Disloyalty is something that divine feminines will not accept, because disloyalty is not a part of their system. It's not a part of their template. But because they were not taught about loyalty, they did not know what exactly loyalty is. They also did not reflect loyalty towards themselves. So they were showing loyalty to all the wrong people, to the bad people who they thought would be loyal, because they cannot differentiate, right? Till the time they are not healed, or they don't know the truth properly, they're not, into that zone. They will meet people, they will make friends, they will hang out, they will go away, to all these situations. But those people will be misusing them, they will not be loyal to them. But later on, when she becomes fully loyal to source and to herself, she develops that insight to know who is loyal and who's not loyal. So this is another one quality. So here all the points with loyalty, it's completed. And then finally the divine masculine is now giving a message to the divine feminine, and he is saying that when I saw you for the first time, okay, when I saw you for the first time, I felt that we could be two bodies, but we are one soul, we are one life. And if I feel like this, because she is still like skeptical, she's looking at him like, what? How could you feel like that? So he's saying that, well, there is nothing wrong in feeling like this. This is nothing wrong in thinking like this. And believe you me, girls, when you will, when your DM, whosoever DM is, when he will contact you again, or when he will come back to you, he will say similar things to you, or exactly the same things to you. And even now, coming back to the end of Meera's this story. So Meera was married to someone, and the king never used to believe her. He always thought that Meera is wrong. and his family is right. And so what happened was that they got separated and Meera started living in some other place. I think she went to Vrindavan. And now she lived there for a long time and she did bhakti of Shri Krishna and she met many seers. Earlier in the palace, in the temple near the palace, she was always going through this, daily nagging, constant nagging, this, that. So even she got fed up of it. And because she was more confident in herself, she could live alone, she could be independent. She left the palace of the husband, of the king, and she moved to this other place. And she lived there alone. She did bhakti for many days, all by herself. She became fully independent. And then her name, it started reaching to different places. And also in separation, because she left the palace, the husband, who was her physical DM in physical reality, he felt very bad about it and he started realizing his mistake. He realized that Meera was genuine and not his family member. His sister-in-law was lying. Not his sister-in-law, his sister, but Meera's sister-in-law. The mother was lying. The brothers were lying. Everyone was lying. They were all false people. Only Meera was real and only Meera was truthful. And this started eating him up from within. He started feeling very bad about it. That how? Why could I not believe my innocent, my beautiful Meera, who only loves the source? She's a devotee of Krishna. How could I think that she's wrong? He felt very bad for many days. And then finally, he went to her, he apologized to her, and he said that, please come back to the palace with me. And she refused. She said, no, I don't want to go. I'm very happy here. In your palace, I had many objections, many questions were being raised on me, my nature, my personality, and my love for Supreme, my love for Source, my love for Krishna was questioned. So no, I cannot go back to your palace anymore. Please, you go from here. I forgive you. I have already forgiven you. I have nothing against you. So the king said, if you don't come back with me, if you don't come to the palace with me, then I cannot be a happy man. I will never believe that you have forgiven me. So please come to me and I will never allow anyone to treat you this way. So this is what happened in case of Meera also. Okay. So Meera also had all of these stages. The runner-chaser dynamic, then she had to leave, and finally after separation, the husband came back and he said sorry to her and he gave her all the respect that she deserves. And obviously, when the husband gives you all the respect, a king gives you all the respect and he denies everyone else and says, no, you all are, bullshit, stupid people. My wife is correct. She is the pure one. You are not. Then it means a lot. It makes a lot of difference. So then later on again, he died before her, but then by then Meera was completely independent person and there was a lot of respect her husband had for her after that situation. So the divine masculine, when he says to the divine feminine that if I feel like this, if I feel that we could be two different bodies but one life, then what is wrong if I say that to you? Why you have to make that face? You don't have to disbelieve me, but if you disbelieve me, I will show you if I break open my heart, if I make a cut on my heart and open my heart, then you will see your face in it. In the previous channeling, if you remember, this dialogue was also used where he says that your name is etched on my heart. Okay, if you have heard it, all of you. In this one, he says not just the name, you are in my heart. You live in my heart. If I open my heart, you will be the one living in it. That is the amount of love I have for you, my dear. And then he says that when I see you, you don't look like another person. You look like my own. Someone who is mine. Someone who is my own person. Someone I can trust. Someone I cannot live without. And you look like this beautiful statue. You're so beautiful. He says you're so beautiful. As if God has been the sculptor and he sculpted your body, sculpted you out of a beautiful marble stone. You are that beautiful. And you make me, so enchanted. I get so mesmerized by you that I'm like the heron. Heron means deer. I keep mixing Hindi in my channelings. You are the Kasturi Mrig, they say, Kasturi deer, musk deer in English, who has this beautiful fragrance. And I keep running after you. I keep looking for that fragrance in you. And I have also shared another information video which is in the old video section, where I had given you the story of musk deer, the Kasturi Mrig, and you can go check it out. I cannot explain that one in here because then we will divert. So he says, you are what my heart desires, and don't you feel, now he says to her, don't you feel that we have met before? Do you think this is our first meeting or just recently we met? Do you think this is the first time we met? Don't you feel that we have some past life connection, some connection? How is it possible that you don't feel like that, only I feel like that? How is it possible? I don't care about age, he says. They probably have an age gap or something. He says, I don't care about the age, I don't care about the name, I don't care about the caste, I don't care about which country you're from, I don't care about the creed, I don't care about race, religion, I don't care about any of the differences. What will I do with these differences? They don't bother me. All I care about is you. You, I have met you. You are, bigger than, there was a story of Romeo and Juliet. So they were supposed to be real true lovers, but you are bigger, we are bigger than that. We are bigger than Romeo, Juliet, we are bigger than Laila, Majnu, we are bigger than Shireen, Farhad, because they never had a union. But we are already in union, he says that. We are already together, and our love is the most real form of love. It is beyond all these storybook affairs, okay? And that's it, guys. This is the end of the healing. You can say it's a healing session also. End of this channeling session. This is my longest, I think, channeling session so far. This particular part, and I am really thankful to all of you for listening in so keenly, with so much love, with so much acceptance. It's a beautiful way to connect with all of you people over there who are in faraway places. Obviously, you don't live in the next block, so all of you must be far away physically. But in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, we are so close because we are all on the ascension journey. And that is the magic of one love. That is the magic of true love. So thank you so much for being here with me. I will meet you in another video, maybe in a letter, maybe in a video, maybe in a channeling session, but we will meet again. I love you a lot. I send out a lot of love, and I hope and I wish that all of you succeed and all of you are protected and divinely guided. Thank you so much. One love and peace out.